Hey guys, I hope you're ready. We're here for a recap on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Sunday's episode to me, it was okay. I think so far this entire season, I'm like, all right, it's okay. I'm waiting for it to kind of pop off. I'm waiting for something to really go down and something to really happen. But let's talk about this particular episode. And hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. So in this particular episode, they started off, we're at our first night in New York City. They're going to see Candy's play. And listen, I will say this one thing we got to give to Candy. She knows how to make that money. She knows how to get her hustle on. Candy used this Real Housewives of Atlanta platform to grow her brand, to go grow her business. And we may have some things that we dislike about her, but we definitely got to give her the fact that she really built her brand. Since starting the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she got her what is that line? Her sex toy line. She has two or three restaurants. She produces shows. She has a whole bunch of a plethora of stuff that she has started since this show, and we got to give it up. And in addition to that, she had a couple of Bravo spinoffs, right? Which we now know is not easy to get a Bravo spinoff, but Candy has had more than one. So for that, we got to give it up to her. So they're at the dinner, and everyone's at dinner. And they're the ones that have their husbands, the husbands are there also. And so they're kind of having little chit chat, little talk. So Marlo at this dinner table, she did tell Candy, and I'm in agreement with Marlo, right? She told Candy, like, it's too much. It's like over the top with everything having something to do with sex. Now, listen, Candy did the bride vibrating panties at Cynthia's bridal shower. Do y'all remember that? And it was the whole bolo incident. So she did the bride vibrating panties at that particular time. Like, enough is enough. We don't need you to keep repeating, the same things. And thank you, Crazy K, for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So she did that whole vibrating panty thing at Cynthia Belly's bridal shower. Enough is enough. And I'm with Marlo and whoever else did not want to wear those panties around New York City. No, thank you. I'm not putting on no vibrating panties, and I'm not going to give my controller so somebody else can push the button whenever they want. In addition to that, if you were Marlo or Kenya Moore and you came there by yourself, why would you want somebody else's husband pressing the button on your vibrating panties? Messy. And I'm glad Marlo said something to her. Although Candy didn't take it well, but Candy, Candy, she never takes it well when you're saying something, to her or against anything that she's trying to do. So Marlo spoke up at that. Now, listen, I will also say this. We're seeing a new side of Kenya Moore, and I'm kind of liking it. I think Brooklyn has mellowed Kenya Moore. Oh, thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. I think Brooklyn has mellowed Kenya out. Don't you think so? Like, we're seeing a different side of her. We're seeing a nicer side of her. I'm seeing a side of Kenya that I absolutely love. Thank you, everybody, for stopping through. Hey, Gabor. Hey, Diva. If I was Sonia, I would sue Candy. Oh, sue Candy because the panties kept vibrating and she didn't know who they was vibrating. Well, I'm going to get to that because with Sanya digging down her pants to fix it on the van and then touching Ralph, I'm like, girl, wash your hands. Don't be touching me. But we'll get there. So with Kenya, I really think there's a whole nother side of her that I'm liking that we're seeing. So Mark Daly, which is going to be a thorn in her side for at least the next, we'll say 16 years or so, right? Until, Brooklyn is 18 and she can deal with her father on her own. She chose him. So we gotta do, we gotta do what we gotta deal with our consequences, right? I thought it was so crazy to have grown women wear that mess in their panties. Toria, I agree with you. It was a whole hot mess, and I wouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. No, Candy. No, thank you. Yes, that was assault, Gavor. Like, really? Are you kidding me? So with so Mark, kind of texted her and was like, listen, come get Brooklyn. And I love the moment that her and Marlo had. Like, Marlo had her back. She told her, don't worry about it. And Kandi came there telling Marlo her approach. Well, I would just, not call him anymore and let him call me about Brooklyn. And I love Marlo's, Kenya's answer. Kenya was like, listen, that's her father, and I want her and her father to have a good relationship. So I'm always going to try to support Brooklyn having a relationship with her father. And let's say this, guys, that's some grown woman stuff, right? No matter what she is going through with Mark, she's not going to interfere in his relationship with their daughter Brooklyn, and she wants to support Brooklyn having a good relationship with her father. And I think part of that comes from the fact that Kenya had some struggling relationships herself, so she was like, you know what, I'm not going to have my daughter go through the same thing. So bravo to Kenya for that. She has mellowed. Yes, she has mellowed out. I used to not be able to stand Kenya, but all Mark has put her through really makes me mad. Yes, it does. It makes me mad too, but she has definitely, this is a whole new side of Kenya that I absolutely love. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. So, I love that conversation, and I love that bonding moment. And I absolutely love seeing Kenya in this space right now. And she's always been a beautiful woman, but I think, the space she's in now, it makes her look even more appealing because she's just, it's a nice side of her, right? She's not interfering, but Mark didn't ask her for Brooklyn. It seems like he doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to be bothered, and it's sad. And I think that breaks, Kenya's heart because, her mother doesn't want her. But she's trying. And I think, what, good boy, I think she's doing the right thing. I think she's doing the right thing. Hey, Amy J. So, and I did drop the link in case anybody wants to come up. I think I did it right this time, but I did drop it. So Kenya is being a mom, puts her child first. Diane, yes, she is. And I'm 100% here for it. And I'm loving her for that. So, hey, everybody, thanks for coming through. So that happened between Kenya, Mark, and, Marlo went and kind of chatted with her. So then we have this Sheree and Drew situation, right? And initially they was going at it. And so Sheree brings up this Anthony. Anthony, the assistant, he is super messy. Do y'all remember the day with Dwight, Lawrence, and Derek J? I want those days to come back. This Anthony is missing the mark 100%. He is way off target. He came out the gate just being too much, too soon, and too messy. And I do not like the fact that Sheree repeated the nonsense that, he said. I understand that Drew started some mess with this whole Anthony situation, but Sheree didn't have to finish it by telling Ralph that Anthony said that, he was gay. I hate when people want to try to weaponize someone's sexuality. It's like, you know what, Anthony, go sit down. We don't want you. You messed up your moment. You had an opportunity to be a staple on this show like Dwight was. I mean, you're coming on the heels of some greats, okay? Dwight was everything. Derek J was everything. And so was Lawrence. You had your moment and you missed the mark. Bye, Anthony. Anthony is partial. Yes, he is. And I'm done with him. He can go sit down somewhere. I hope we never, ever, ever, ever see Anthony again. Anthony is the same Anthony from where, just simply. Like, I don't know where he's from. Like, this is my first time being introduced to Anthony, and I don't like him. I want him done. Okay. From Basketball Wives. I was in and out of Basketball Wives, and I was in and out of Basketball Wives because Shawnee was doing the most. Maybe she's different now because she's married again. But Basketball Wives, at first I liked it, but then they was getting too gutter with the fights and stuff. And I was just like, I had enough. So I guess that's why I really don't know him, because I didn't really follow that show like that. I would go in and out with watching it, right? So yeah. So I mean, it's just too much. So me too. This Anthony could never replace Dwight, Miss Lawrence, Derek J. Those were the good old days. Toria, those were the good old days. Those were the days where we got shade. And if you remember, with all of them, like Deborah J, Lawrence, Dwight, they wouldn't really start no mess. They may speak upon the mess, but they wasn't messy like that, like starting anything. But yes, those were the days when RHOA was everything. When we had them up there, when the husbands was up there, it's just a whole different thing now. And it's like, okay, and a lot of it seems like forced conversation, like some of the conversation that happened, at the dinner and at these dinners. So Sheree speaks to Kandi and pretty much tells Kandi, like, listen, well, before I get there, at the very least at that table, Sheree and Drew kind of made up, right? They had a meeting of the minds, sort of kind of speak, and they let bygones be bygones, and that was that for them at that particular dinner. So then we have that Sheree in real time, like, told Kandi to her face, like, me and you supposed to be friends, boo. So if somebody come to you with some mess about me, you do not go spread that mess to everybody else. You talk to me about it. And, Kandi is Kandi. Kandi, at least I'll give this to Kandi, right? Kandi admitted that, listen, I was wrong. I apologize. Let's move on. Yeah, I miss those days. Where are they now? Like, where are they now? Right? Those were the days where I couldn't wait for RHOA to come on. What about Kenya's friend who helped her at the pillow fight? Yes, I forgot his name. His name is slipping my mind right now. Exactly. But those were the days, Amy J, where we had some good, Real Housewives of Atlanta, TV. Now it's like they're not giving us that they're not giving us what we need. They're not giving us where they, had those really big ratings, right? So Drew and Sheree made up, Kandi and what is her name again? Oh, Brandon. Thank you, Gabor. Yes, his name was Brandon. Yes. Yep, I like Brandon and Kenya being friends. So Kandi apologized to, Sheree, and they kind of made up. And, Sheree talked about, listen here, I think everybody should get a second chance, right? If this is what you want to do. But Sheree and Tyrone with this ankle bracelet, and Tyrone not being able to come within, can only travel within 100-mile radius. It's too much going on with Tyrone right now. So Sheree had huge nerves to say to Kandi when she did the same thing, if not worse than Kandi. Sheree has amnesia. We're going to give her that. Sheree is messy, and Sheree is the bone collector. And it seems like she's going to still be collecting bones. Now, Sheree is another one. She's absolutely beautiful. But that Elvira confessional look she had going on, that missed the mark all day long. Sheree is mad that Drew and Kandi pulled a bone collector. Yes, she is. Just simply, yes, she is. They pulled a bone collector move on her, and she's pissed. You say it's my turn 24/7. I wouldn't have apologized to Sheree at all. I think Kandi just was like, whatever, because you saw how she turned the tide, like, oh, she trying to come for me. So Kandi is like, whatever, I don't care. So that we don't drag this out and make this a whole big thing, she was just like, I'll go ahead and apologize. What's the big deal, right? So that was that. So Kenya and Sanya take a walk. They meet up. Now, see, I was liking Sanya. I was liking the fact that, her whole family's with her. I like her husband too, right? Because the husband is kind of quiet. He stays neutral for the most part. We haven't really heard anything from her so far. But you know what? Sanya is messy. She's messy boots. She's messy boots all day long. I don't like the way that she's playing Drew out. Now, Drew is not my favorite, okay? Matter of fact, I would have rather they kept Eva over Drew. And I even like, what is the darn new edition, him and his wife? I even like them. Why I don't know. Shauna, Sonya, yes, she did. She turned on Drew. She turned on Drew, and it pissed me off, okay? She turned on Drew. Like, how are you building a friendship with somebody, and then because that person has a thing with someone else, now all of a sudden, Drew is the devil, and you can't be with her, and you can't be friends with her, and you don't understand her, right? Yeah, you don't like how Sanya comes off. No, she's rubbing me the wrong way now. I was trying to hang in there with her because she's beautiful. She's like in tip top shape. Okay, she got my dream body over there. Uh, Good boy, don't do that. Good boy, I'm gonna use your words. Don't do me that. Don't do me that, good boy. Eva who? Eva Pickford? No God. I liked Eva. I was liking Sonya too, and she definitely played Drew. And Drew is not my favorite either. She lies too much for me. They gained up on Drew. She lies too much for me too. I will say that. Just like I forgot, like at the dinner table when they asked, well, who's the most famous person that kind of that hit on you, and Drew is going to say, Drew was like, what did Drew say? Drew said the king of NBA, alluding to, what is his name, LeBron James. And then Marlo, which I kind of believe Marlo, right, with Gene Simmons. And then Kenya with Prince. I don't know. Do y'all think Kenya and Prince, and of course Candy's Gerald Levert, of course I do believe that. Sonia was right though. It's a difference between being friends and being friendly. The bougie auntie, listen. I do get that, right? There's a difference between being friends and being friendly, but where is the thin line? And if, in matter of fact, it's a very thin line, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a very thin line. You come to my room and my makeup artist beats your face, okay? So you didn't have to walk around the streets of New York looking crazy. You get in a car accident, you dial my number, I come get you. Not only do I come get you, but now I gotta help you go take you to get your little man, right? We gotta go pick little man up. So at what point? And then not only that, me and my husband came to work out with you and your husband. So when is it like that was all that was just being friendly? Now we just like we wasn't friends. Don't be using my resources if you just being friendly to me. Call somebody else, okay? We not doing that. Hi everybody. Drew character is growing on me. She's a funny liar. Yeah, everything they say about Drew is true. When she gets caught, she acts like she doesn't understand you. All of a sudden, like, she can't comprehend. Her and her husband tells like little small lies, I'm gonna say, because remember she even stopped her husband at one point because he said something about playing football when he was in college, and then he had to backtrack and say no, he was on the bench because honey, the people will come for you, the fans will find out the truth, right? So Chi-Town, you saying that's a friend, right? Yeah, I'm coming to pick you up. You using my makeup artist, you using my entourage. I'm constantly help you out. Like, where is it? How's that not a friend? How's that not being a friend? So Sonya, you turned on Drew, and I think it was messy. Kenya was that girl in the 90s, so I believe it. Okay, so you saying you do believe that she was with Prince. Okay, I mean it's possible. I believe you. I believe she had King James. I'm trying to figure out how you have the king and you didn't give him an heir to the throne. Listen, I don't know, because isn't Drew has one son. I forgot how old the son is. He's by someone else other than her husband, right? So I'm trying to find out all the timelines with Drew. I think Drew, I don't know, Drew. Well, we'll see what's going on with Drew. None of these women are friends. They use each other for a storyline. They do use each other for a storyline. But I mean, if you're going to use me for a storyline, play the storyline to the end. Don't be playing like in one scene you my friend, and then the next scene you talk about you don't even know me. Don't do that. If you're going to use me, then if we're going to use each other, let's use each other to the end. Don't be swapping up midway and trying to confuse things and confuse me. Now, here where I will say is a little shadiness, a little craziness with Drew. This drop it with Drew. We got questions. We got questions, but drop it with Drew. And we really do have questions, and they are legitimate questions. When you go get a whole mommy makeover and you want to sell a drop it with Drew to the regular people, and you're going to have us thinking that we're going to get trim, slim, and in shape. But in the meantime, you got yours sucked out, lifted up, twisted, and put back together again. Where they do that at? if anybody I think can have a exercise program, it would be Sanya. That chick is in shape. You got to give it up to her. Sanya should have approached Drew one-on-one. She should have approached Drew one-on-one, or she should have, when she was like Drew said, when you was just in my room 2 seconds ago, you should have confronted me then. But you don't wait till we get here in front of all these ladies and you start talking about me. Then you're talking about my program, and then you want to say my website. No, it doesn't work. And you know, Drew is a little ditzy too, right? Because they was kind of clowning her, talking about they was going to sign up for her program, but the website didn't work. She's like, oh my God, you was going to sign up for my program. Drew, wake up. Like, stop. I can't do this with you now, Drew. Sonya needs to wait and have a real issue with Drew before she can have a real beef with Drew. Amy J, yes, yes. Yes, yes, you are so correct. You starting an issue over something that don't even have nothing to do with you. Do you even know Sheree like that? Is Sheree your friend? Since you saying me and you not friends, you are you still getting friendly with Sheree? And you sticking up for her? Like you so close to her now that you mad that what I did with Sheree? Like stop it, Sonya. We're not doing this with you right now. Not at all. Kandi and Gerald were together for a quick time. I remember that time. I want the song released. They did together. Anything Gerald did was good. Yes, it was good. Yeah, I do want to hear the songs. Yo, Kandi will never, even if Real Housewives of Atlanta stop, Kandi's gonna be good for life. She knew how to handle her money. But if you remember, even when the show initially came on, Kandi was good with money. Kandi had a nice home then. She really didn't have to leave it, but she upgraded. She was good with her money. The scene gave me production told Sanya to stay up with Drew. Yeah, they probably did. And then she came up with some stupid mess and it wasn't valid. Being friendly, you definitely not coming to my house. I'm trying to tell you. A friend is coming to my house, not just no being friendly. We're not doing that. Drew gives me teenager rod. Yeah, Drew. Yeah, Drew. Okay, Drew. 2 sons and a daughter. Are you talking about Drew? She has 2 sons and a daughter, and I think the daughter, or no, it was the son that had a different father, right? Because remember the first season she was on, she was talking about 2 daddies, daddy 1 and daddy 2, something stupid like that. Diva, what would you do if LeBron sent you over a drink? Be honest, the King James now. That's King James now. Good boy, you love to do these little questions like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. One, I don't drink. Okay. And if LeBron James was single, yeah, then I'm a chat with him. I would chat with him. Uh-huh. Oh, you said Sanya is two-faced. I agree. Yes, she is. Um, Drew is lying about that mommy makeover. She looked the same. She swore she did it. So I mean, I think you know what too? Drew has I'm gonna say she has like image issues, right? I don't think she was really prepared to come on to a real reality show. Like she wanted the money, she wanted the check. We can't blame her, right? I don't think she was prepared because fans are brutal. The people are brutal, and I don't think Drew was ready for that. And I do believe that Drew only got a second season because they gave her a 2-year contract for whatever reason. I'll be curious to see if Drew make it to like another season, like if she makes it to 3. But I'll be curious to see if RHOA makes it to 3. But they're promising us, that this season of RHOA is going to be everything. I mean, I guess it's going to pick up scene episode 5 and 6. I don't know. Benefit that was literally thinking Drew was mentioning drop it with Drew to be ready by the time the show premieres. You know what, Kenzie? You are probably correct. But she fell short. And if that was me, I would have been in the gym every day. So by the time she was airing it, she messed up. That's all I can say about that. She messed up. Kenya is in shape. Kenya, she's beautiful. We got to give it to her. We definitely got to give it to Kenya. She is definitely beautiful. A tummy tuck is a major surgery requiring a lot of downtime. I don't believe she got a tummy tuck either. So yeah, don't. But why do you think she would lie about getting a mommy makeover? I don't know. But she's being clowned for it. So it was a stupid move on her part. If she is lying. He is single. He was single. At least that's what I'm gonna say. He told me so to get child support in court. Oh my God, that's funny, Gabor. So, all right. So Sanya, she's messy, right? She's two-faced. She's having this walk with Kenya, and they're kind of, chatting about Drew and chatting about her mommy makeover. Yeah, LeBron is a billionaire now. God, listen, what's not to get off topic, but what's great about that and amazing about that? LeBron and all of the players and the sports people that kind of don't mess over their money, because there was this documentary I watched, and a lot of NBA players, but especially NFL players, they are like flat dead broke in spite of making millions during their career. So the LeBron James, the Michael Jordans, and all of those that know how to like really manage their money, they should talk to the incoming players to help them so that they don't end up flat broke by the time they're done. She didn't get everybody's saying that. All right, yeah, she didn't get a mommy makeover because no doctor on earth will perform one at the same time as a hysterectomy, which Drew said hers did. Yeah, I don't know. But you know what, Monique? There's a lot of shady doctors out there. There's a lot of shady doctors um that do shady things. I have one of my girlfriends. You saw the documentary, and she was kind of sad, right? Like all of these players, like that. Literally, one of them was like, "I live in the basement of my mother's home right now," and I was like, "Oh my God." So I had my girlfriend's friend went to, I want to say, Mexico or somewhere to get a procedure done, or several procedures done, and unfortunately she never made it back home. And when she went, they were doing several different things. I think they was doing a tummy tuck, and I think they was taking some of the fat from her tummy and put it in her butt. And unfortunately she didn't make it back home. It's so sad. It's very sad. And I do marketing for plastic surgeons. She would look much better if she had a mommy makeover. She probably would if she went to the right person. If she went to the right person. LeBron actually moved to the Lakers because he had a production company called Spring Hill Company in LA. He's moving to the entertainment industry when his basketball career ends. He's smart. Like, he's smart. And you know, he's really smart, and he needs to teach others. Yeah, yeah, good boy. It's my girl. It was one of my very good friends. It was one of my very good friends, friends. I didn't know the girl, but yeah, it was heart-wrenching because she had a little daughter too. But some people, when they decide that they want surgery, or when they decide that they think something is wrong with their body that they want to change, you can't convince them not to do it. I had a lot of friends that's like, oh, I want this, I want that, and I listen. This is just my thought. I'm like, give the money to a personal trainer. You will get there, and you'll get there in a safer, more efficient way. But when people decide they want surgery, they just go for surgery. Yeah, no, don't do doctors overseas. I agree with you. It's crazy. It's sad. Gabor, why you know so much about LeBron? I'm telling Savannah, she better watch out. Yes, LeBron is smart like Kobe. Yes, definitely. So right. Um, I know there was a reason for me tuning in to see you, Diva, because I didn't watch those shows anymore. Because you know what, Ingrid, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're getting it. We're getting a lot of the same now, right? We're getting a lot of the same. It is definitely not as authentic as when they first started out. I'm telling you, when RHOA first started out, I would be glued to the TV. I was like, OMG. Nene's, and there, I will say this, unfortunately, Nene is problematic, but she is definitely one that gave us great reality TV. Especially, she gave us great reality TV on RHOA. I mean, her end years was kind of problematic, but her beginning years was everything, right? So now Sheree and Kandi having a conversation about Tyrone. Sheree is kind of asking, Candy's asking Sheree, like, is Tyrone coming? Are we going to get to see him? And, Candy is a little slick. She loved to throw shade in the confessionals. She going to say, oh, Tyrone can't come because he's with his other girl. But again, would Candy have said that to Sheree's face? No, she's on the phone with Sheree shooting the breeze, but then she gets in the confessional and she gets greasy. I can't stand when they get greasy and gangster in the confessional, but then they won't do it to the person's face. It's messy. But again, that's a good opportunity. It starts a lot of mess for the reunion. But Kandi got slick, in the confessional. Now let's get to I guess we have no choice but to do it. But before I get to what's the name? Sheree trying to meet up with Tyrone, let's get to this bus scene, right? The bus scene where everybody's supposed to have on these vibrating panties. And I said, is it me? Am I being too much right now? But when Sanya digged in her pants to flip the vibrator thing or whatever so it could act right, and then she's tapping on Ralph, to tell him to stop pressing the vibrator. I'm like, girl, can you get some hand sanitizer? Like, you just was digging all up in your pants doing a little flip thing on the bus in front of everybody. I'm like, teen, too much, what are you doing here, right? I'm like, come on, don't do that, don't do that. So, and I do think too, Kandi, we need her to do something a little different. Every time she's coordinating something, it has something to do with sex. And I'm done with it. Like, I had enough. I'm over it. Oh, hey, I didn't even see you there. Let me see. I don't know why mines keep coming up with audio. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you?
Good, good, good.
What do you
You
want to
took
sound off on?
you took the words right out my mouth. Sex and food with her.
Yep,
Them two things. If you don't have food, candy ain't coming.
she ain't coming. She ain't
And
coming.
sex, it's always, I mean, the dungeon thing, we done been through this how many times with her and how many times with the vibrating panties. And you're right. Sonia was so nasty. I said the same thing. I was hollering at the TV. She digging all in her coochie and then she gonna touch everybody. And they get ready to go eat. I'm
I
like, oh my God, that's so nasty.
I was grossed out. So you said make it make sense. And Ralph was okay with Sanya touching us up and then touching him. He like controlling her panties. Yeah, well, you know what? He can like controlling her panties. And I don't listen. If you gotta go, but pull the hand sanitizer out your bag and wipe your hands before you go touching others after you done dug up all in your stuff. I can't be doing that with you.
Exactly. And then Candy failed to tell them that anybody could push the buzzer for anybody's panties.
Candy's messy.
So,
Candy's
and
messy.
I've always said she was the messiest person on the show, but nobody didn't believe me. Everybody wanted to stick up for Candy all the time because Candy doing big things. I love Candy as far as business wise. She's smart. And you're right. She
Yeah.
know how to save her coins. And she's in everything. The Shy and all these other movies and stuff she doing and her Broadway stuff. The woman's very smart. And plus she's making all that money from them records that she writes because she still writes music for people. And
Yes.
every time they play them songs, her pocketbook gets fatter.
Ching ching, ching ching.
But
The royalties, the royalties.
yep,
Um,
but she's messy. She starts things and she drops little tidbits and then she backs away like she didn't do nothing.
right, right. Gavor said, can you imagine if Apollo had a remote to Kenya? Oh my God! But do you see how much Kenya has grown and changed? Because I want to say that she even said, I don't want nobody husband having control a remote in my panties or whatever the case may be. Kenya has grown up. Kenya
Yeah.
has come into the woman that she was meant to be. Sebastian, the link is out there. But I'll do it again.
You know how Gabor used to take up for Kenya, and and Perry would tease her about Portia. Back then, I was with Perry. I couldn't stand Kenya, but now after I watched her on the Ultimate Girls Trip, and then I have went to that restaurant where Mark has, and Kenya was in that restaurant, and he was at the bar with another woman, and I had been there several times, and he was always with the same one woman. And then Kenya came through there, and she was so upset. She didn't speak to anybody, none of her fans or nothing. And it wasn't like Kenya, because Kenya will speak to the fans, but she didn't that day, so I knew it was deep. Then I just lost all respect for Mark, and then I started watching Kenya and seeing the change in her, how she deals with people. And I'm like, that baby really made her change, and that's a good thing.
It
Now
really
her outside matches her inside.
100%. 100%. So,
Yeah.
Sebastian, you there? What's up? What you want to say?
I'm Team Kenya Moore. I love Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore is, you see, me and Gabor usually disagree on a lot of housewives, especially the Candace situation. But Kenya
Mhm.
Moore, I'm Team Kenya 100%. I was always Team Kenya when she was the villain and when she isn't. And I like how she is evolving right now. I really do. And another thing is, if you realize, Kenya still wears her wedding ring. She wears it, and she said she's gonna wear it till she gets a divorce, till her divorce is final. That's something that you have to. Mark should respect that she's doing something like that, because a lot of women would probably take off their ring by now. Like, what ring?
And
Well,
sell
I
it.
didn't notice that. You giving me some information here. I didn't notice that that she's doing that. Listen, Mark could care less about Kenya.
Mark
Um
didn't
and,
care.
and I do listen, I like Kenya, so I'm gonna say this with all respect. Um I do think it was a business agreement in some way, shape, or form between her and Mark. Mark
Diva.
Yes,
Don't get me
listen, Mark.
started.
Mark never respected her from like day one, as far as I'm concerned. And Mark almost messed up her bag because remember, Bravo was pissed at her that she went and got married and didn't allow that marriage to happen on the show. But that was all because of controlling Mark. He almost messed up her bag, and now he's still trying to take her bag in this divorce. Mark has been messy from the beginning.
Yes, I agree with that.
Hmm. Thank you, Mims. But you know what? Is I have the layout there, but it's just that they're coming up with audio. I don't know why it's doing that. I've been trying to figure it out, but maybe I'll see later. But so yeah, Mark is messy. Mark is going to get what's coming to him, but unfortunately, you know, Kenya Moore almost kind of repeated history because she chose Mark. Mark is messy, and I think that Mark is comfortable and okay with seeing Brooklyn whenever he see her, or if he never sees her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So you have to give Mark some credit because he stood up for Marlo, in her neck things when you can try to shave them at the dinner that they had. Wait, what are you saying here?
Oh,
You have to
when
give.
Marlo went to the restaurant, because
Oh, she's talking about the nephews when Marlo brought the nephews to that thing, and he had
Oh, yes,
Greg
he
spoke
did.
at it. Greg spoke at his thing and everything, and Kenya didn't want Marlo there.
That is true. That is true. He did. He has, hey Val, he has, I mean, but you know what though? I'll give him that. But let's do this though too. The other thing is though, he see Val, you came up. How come everybody else is just coming up audio?
I don't know what you do. I tried to help you, sister girl. I don't know. We had to go through it another time. I don't know.
Yeah. But what's up? What's up? What you want to say, Val?
I didn't even watch the show. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the show. I just, wanted to say hi because I just did me a spoof that I'm gonna post later about Monique and DL Hughley. So I got to post that later. I'm gonna have y'all ass cracking up because that's what I do.
All right.
That's what a comedian do. Because I would go in there, hey my babies, hey my sugars, hey my sweetie pies, hey my honey buns.
Well, thank you, but stay with us. Stay with us, even though you didn't see it. So,
Okay.
now we get to, let's go to Sheree going to meet Tyrone. Okay,
That was so sad.
Okay.
that was very sad. That was very sad. But let's
Tears
say
rolling down
this.
my eyes.
Tyrone played her out, right?
Oh, I hope my dog will keep barking because Monique gonna talk about my dog. Don't bark, please. Monique might talk about you. Okay, go ahead.
So she goes to see Tyrone, and Tyrone knew ahead of time that his butt wasn't going to be able to come there. He got her looking like a fool, sitting there waiting almost 2 hours for him. But then the worst part about it is, you gonna block me? You gonna block my number?
He blocked her?
Look at Amy J said, hey, my sweet babies.
Yeah, y'all catch your Val comedian later. I'm gonna post it later. I gotta edit it. I'm gonna post it later.
Marcus Queen. Wait, somebody said I felt bad for Sheree, but I would not have waited outside on. No, I wouldn't have been waiting outside for him. And before I would have went, I would have texted him. And if he didn't respond to my text, I would have been like, listen, I'm not coming until you respond to me. Like, where are you? Are you going to be there? I wouldn't have waited in the cold that long. No, I wouldn't, because I don't like the cold. No. I
And I'm
wouldn't
gonna
have
tell
waited.
you another thing, gray hair diva. I wouldn't have waited in Philadelphia outside in the cold. Philadelphia is I live in Pennsylvania, but I don't live nowhere near Philly. But Philly is off the chain, and she took a chance sitting out there with all her jewels and her fur and everything, waiting 2 hours. I wouldn't have met him outside. No. It would have had to been inside a hotel somewhere, a 5-star hotel, if you can find one in Philly.
Girl,
you'd have waited outside if that's your only storyline. You'd have waited outside.
Well, you know what? Oh shoot, you right with that. But also, girl, Tyrone is a fraud. You Sheree like any other jailbird. He got her financial support. Now she is useless. He probably got another family. Yeah, something going on with Tyrone. He was
She should have took Tyrone on that show. What's that show? After Lockup. That's where they should have. Sheree should have went over there to that show.
He should have went on Love, then Lockup, because she had no love with him at the Lockup.
A ton of passive aggressiveness.
She used him to finish that house. Come on, let's keep it real. She just used him to finish the house.
Yeah, but she got played. She got played sitting there waiting. And I felt bad when she started crying. But let me tell you this again, we got another good Kenya moment, right? Kenya was really good to her because then she speak to Kenya, and Kenya was just like, don't cry, like pretty much it's going to be okay. Kenya is a whole different breed this season, a whole different breed.
Okay, well that's good.
But this Kenya, like she's gonna check Drew, and she's gonna check Marlo, and I'm with it. Marlo needs to be checked. Marlo thinks she's doing a little too much with that peach.
You're right, Sebastian. You're right.
And I have to give it to y'all. First of all, let me tell you something. Marlo already building this massive mansion, and she just got the peach. I think she should calm down. Also, I think, how do you build a mansion and your closet is bigger than your bedroom? You're not even making any sense. And even the contract, I know the contractor is giving her what she wants, but I wouldn't even put my name on that as a contract. I'd be like, no, get somebody else to do this for you. This is a whole hot mess here. Your closet, she wants to be so extra. She wants to be fashion. She wants to be this. But when you're all of that, you don't need to say it all the time. And people can just tell, like it's just there. That makes no design sense to have a closet bigger than your bedroom. If anything, you should have had a floor with just your closet. Yes, Kenya was a good friend to Sheree that day. Sheree, it broke my heart when she was there crying, saying, I feel like
almost
a
cried,
fool.
Diva. I usually
Yeah,
don't cry for these reality stars. I almost cried for Sheree.
Was
I
it that bad?
was. It was
Oh
bad.
wow. Oh
It was
wow.
bad. It was bad. She was sitting there waiting for him. Production came up and told her was something about his lawyer and he couldn't come,
Parole.
or he would have
Parole violation.
broke probation, parole violation. But here's the thing, right? Here's the problem I have with that. All of that's fine and good. So he couldn't text her. He blocked her freaking number. He blocked her. He wouldn't pick up the phone.
Yeah, but he probably already had some kind of talk with her before, told her he wasn't going to do it. She just followed through with it because she was under contract. And it the whole thing with me, when it sounds to him and her, it all sounds phony to me. I'm sorry. It just found like, it was just for a storyline, and she like begged him probably that, come please, because I need to do this for my storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because I just missed my income. This is my income. He said, yeah, I'll do it. Then he changed his mind and didn't do it.
Now, Andrea, I did hear this, that he was working on his own deals because he wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but you know
Yeah.
what though, you could
He
work
served
on your
Dallas.
deals, but you better text me, Tyrone. Don't have me up on this TV looking a fool.
Yeah,
And
but
plus, she
how
got
can he
that
change
big
his mind?
closet with no She by Sheree dresses in it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. You know what my whole thing is? What I'm getting tired about this reality show. Why don't y'all show real life, real income? Because y'all still not really telling how these people are having their income. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to say that Marlo not a hoe, but at the same time, y'all can't show me nothing that she's selling. So what? She might have gave some old dresses away and some redo fashion line. You know what I'm saying? But you can't make no mortgage payments every month off of that. Come on, let's deal with some real life stuff. That's what I can't stand. It's just getting too phony to me.
Yeah. So you know what, SD, you're right. At Sheree's age, she's not supposed to have patience like that. She should have left after the first time he didn't pick up the phone. Girl, let me tell you something. Not me. Not me. No, thank you. I'm not sitting there waiting. I'm calling you. And then even if I was naive, right? And I call my daughter, and my daughter like, that means you have been blocked. Oh, then it's time for me. Get my Uber back or whatever. Drop me off here. Take me back to the airport. I'm out. Obviously, he's not coming. He blocked me. Um, if I was her, I would never speak to him again. I'm trying to tell you, Aries Diva 84, never speak to him again. I'm good. Deuces. He got his name out there and then went ghost with her. Yes, he did.
No,
Yes,
he
he
got his
did.
name out there, then went locked up. He went locked up. That's what he got, locked up.
Yeah. So what does Ralph do? Drew said he does business for major companies. I think if it wasn't last week, it was a week before. Remember in the confessional, she was explaining what Ralph did for a living, and she says everything pretty much that they have is because of everything that Ralph does. She didn't name his exact. I don't know if he is a freelancer, like an entrepreneur, and does his own thing. I'm not sure. Sheree is very attractive. Is this the best she can do? Maybe that's the way Sheree feels, that it is the best that she can do.
Do you really
Because this was a match.
think that's the only man? Do you really think that's the only man she's dealing with right now? Do you really? Come on, really? Somebody that she ain't seen in years, somebody she don't even see now. Do you really, really think that's the man she's dealing with? See, a lot of times they be so phony. They be having another man, but that man ain't TV ready. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to connect myself with him on TV. That's how Nene man got exposed. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got that side dude. Just like these people have them side chicks. Y'all got them side dudes, but they're not TV reality. What y'all think?
Another thing is,
But Tyrone with his ankle bracelet is TV ready.
No, I'm saying she already put it out there with Tyrone. She had to do all that. She had to do all that for the money. Now this dude was a hustler, street hustler. You know what I'm saying? So he had them buried coins. You know what I'm saying? So she used those coins, just like he used those coins to help with that house, to finish that house up. Then he got locked up because of them coins. Okay, and then you sit up there, and now he got out. He was the one that was being used. You know what I'm saying? He got used. He got all his little coins up. When he stopped giving her those coins, he wasn't no good to her. But then she's like, "Oh, I gotta use you for a storyline." But he don't want to play the game because she wants him to play the game without getting paid. Because if
Well, yeah, now
the production is not going to pay him. Only way he's gonna get paid if Sheree pay him, and then if Sheree pay him, they're gonna call her what?
No,
A kid.
I actually heard about he did cut some deals to get paid. He did cut some deals to get paid. But
It
why is
wasn't
this
enough for him.
beautiful woman have the low self-esteem and take anything?
I
I
know.
don't know. She is absolutely, I think she's gorgeous. I don't know. Also, Ralph is an account executive for a Fortune 500 company. Okay. Yeah, she did say he also has the music thing, My Music Sleep System, which was featured in Forbes. You know what? I forgot about that. Yes. So supposedly he got that trademark or patent, or he was trying to get that patent or something like that, right? Yes. These conversations are way more entertaining than the actual show.
Well, it is, girl. Your commentator sure be interesting. That's for sure.
So, she's sitting there at that dinner table. She's kind of waiting for him. She's crying. It did break my heart.
Okay.
And then we have the aftermath that kind of didn't happen on the show, right? Oh, I don't know why some people are not getting notifications, but Gigi, we can let you hear now. Miss Gigi. So Sanya went on to Kandi's YouTube show, pretty much saying that her and Drew wasn't friends. Then Drew did a whole little clap back or whatever about their friendship. And I'm just saying that when you are new on these reality shows, you got to bring some heat, right? Or else they won't ask you to come back another season. But it's a fine line. You got to tread lightly when bringing the heat. You can't do too much. You can't do too little, but you can't push your way around wrong and get in the bad graces of like the wrong people. You know what I mean? So I think this fight she's having with Drew is too early, too soon. And for me, it seems like she's being extremely shady.
Oh, okay.
Extremely shady. Yeah. I don't know how you feel about that, Sebastian, about Sanya.
I actually like Sanya. She's being messy, and I like it.
Okay.
Wait, Andre, wait, you said Sheree should have called up the $1 million matchmaker.
Yeah, she should have. Because she wasn't getting no child support from her ex-husband, so she might as well call somebody.
Oh God. Sheree, I think she has to open her mind. She has to kind of put herself out there. And I don't know, but maybe we're going to see a different side of Tyrone. I heard that later shows he is actually going to make an appearance. We have to see if that actually happens. Toria, how you feel about Sanya?
We need somebody to be messy besides Drew and her lies all the time. So I guess she's trying to take the place to be messy. But I just laughed. I thought it was funny. I'm like, now, Drew, you think that woman's your friend? And you know how they have on these shows, like Portia has said, she didn't know the girl. She had just met her the same time they went to her house, Simon's ex-wife house, that she didn't know her. And then a few other women that been on there that ain't no longer on there said half these people that they say are my friend, they weren't my friend until I had to film with them, the day I had to film with them. So who's to say if they're really were friends? Because Drew did say on the after show with Andy, I brought her on the show, and then she wanted to be messy with me.
I don't believe the Portia story. I 100% think Fallon and Portia were actual friends. 100%.
I don't know.
Let me
the
ask you a
reason I don't
question.
know is because she did a lot of lying too. Remember, Sebastian? A lot of lies came out that Fallon told.
What lies?
That she was like pregnant and sleeping with somebody while she was still with her husband. Like, come on, Sebastian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do believe, because I want to say they even said it in that book. I didn't even finish reading it all, that Diamonds, that expose book about the housewives, right? That they prefer that the person is introduced as a friend of, because it seems more authentic. But
Right. They want
lately,
a connection.
Yeah, they would, but lately they can't get too many friends of, and then that's when they just interject these people and try to make it seem valid, like, okay, I know so and so. But then if they're going to tell us afterwards when things fall out, pretty much that these people are not really friends, then it goes kind of sideways and to the left. But this episode, it was okay. It wasn't any life-shattering moments. It was just, yeah, Kenya was very supportive to Sheree. It was just more of I like what we're seeing in Kenya more so far. Sheree, I don't know, I like having her back, but I don't
Mhm.
know if she's bringing that much to it yet. But I do like having her back because it's an OG familiar face. You know what I mean? It's kind of giving me that OG feel. The only reality
Yep.
TV show that are not just castmates is Love and Marriage Huntsville. They have friendships. Yes, they did. They have
Yes,
friendships
they
before the
did.
TV, and you can tell. You absolutely can tell. And I think that's why I love that show so much, even though that show too is kind of going off the train track for me, but they definitely were true friends. And then it's authentic because the brothers, of course, they're brothers. So Amy J, your teen twirl.
Diva, did you hear that Maurice is actually
I'm gonna
the
go.
older brother than Marceau?
Wait, say that again.
Maurice is actually older than Marceau.
Yeah, he
Yes,
is. Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. And I thought it was absolutely the opposite. Yeah. So wait, Amy J, you want them to bring Tanya back? I like Tanya. Tanya was beautiful, but Tanya, she realized, you know what? She wasn't built for this reality TV thing. I think that the whole Cynthia Belly bridal shower, um, um
Bolo.
the Bolo situation, a lot went down. And Tanya wasn't beat for all of that coming out on TV about her life or in the reunion, and she said deuces. And that's now they definitely had money before the show, her and her husband. So she wasn't going for
Her
it. She
life
was like, I'm
partner.
out. Huh?
It's a life partner, not husband. Life
Oh,
partner.
that's right. I'm sorry, Sebastian. Her life partner.
Get it right. Get it. I want to ask a question. Did when the people are clicking in on like Sebastian, when he clicked in, don't he click on where it said the StreamYard link on your page? Or is that what they're clicking on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then when you click on it, does it go to a StreamYard thing and it says your name and then it says, do you want to join the chat? Continue. Do you go that far?
Yeah, it says you're entering a studio, and
Right.
then it says, it shows you your picture. You can either turn your camera on or off,
Right.
and then it says now you're waiting backstage. Be ready to host can you can join the show at any time.
Okay. And then Diva, when you push for them to join, you got to make sure that you're not having the camera part off.
I did,
'Cause
because
see,
I did the same thing for them as I did for you.
so I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Sometimes I turn off my Bluetooth because when you have your Bluetooth on, sometimes when it's connected with YouTube and StreamYard, they won't play together. The volume, most of the time, the volume not the video, the volume goes. So sometimes
Yeah.
when I get on here on my cell phone, like I'm on my cell phone now, not my laptop, I go off of my Bluetooth and then I go to YouTube and then watch the show. Then I click on the link. Then I go.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. All
Okay.
right, but okay, thank you
I'm
though.
trying to help your friends come in.
I know. Thank you. I can't believe how Candy and Sanya were talking about Drew like some 15-year-olds. They were laughing and cackling about the girl like a doll. Yeah, I didn't like it either. I didn't
Well,
like it
Drew needs to
either.
stop acting like one, and then they want to talk like that.
Hey,
Hey, Diva, how are
Oh,
you?
it
I'm
says
doing
three.
well. How are you?
Oh, good. Good to see and talk to you.
I know. I'm so happy to hear from you. So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
When I heard y'all talking about, are the people on the show really friends in real life? I was just going to talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
So I was almost on Real Housewives of DC. Um, I had gotten sued by the crazy White House crashers, the Salahis. They were trying to get the name of like a polo fundraiser I was raising, but I knew that they were fraudsters and I didn't want them to take people's money and not give it to Work to Ride, which is a charity in downtown Philly.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the handsome African American men recently in a Ralph Lauren campaign, but those boys were like 10 and 12 when we were doing our event. So anyhow, I was too afraid to go on camera. And so I didn't. I was supposed to go to like that dinner party that Ted Gibson hosted and things like that. And then they started filming Real Housewives of Potomac. And Katie Ross in real life is my friend, and her mom in real life
Oh my God,
works for
really?
Geico. And I had worked some with her and helped her with fundraising. So Katie was supposed to do, and she did do a fundraiser that kind of flopped. But she wanted me to help her with that fundraiser. And I wanted to help her, but when they sent me the contract that I was supposed to sign, and I sent it to Diva so she saw it. I mean it was actually scary, wouldn't you say, Diva? They can like lie to you, they can make up stuff. They probably like reach out to the gossip, like TMZ and stuff. They probably pay private investigators, and so it's really kind of it's a lot. But I would say most of those people are not friends in real life. Like Katie wasn't really friends with those people before they were on the show.
You said she was?
Was not.
Oh, she was not.
No.
Wow.
I think she knew.
Wait, please repeat what you said about Katie was not what?
Like she wasn't like friends with. I think she was friends with Charisse. But like she wasn't friends with those other girls like
Giselle.
before.
Oh, she dropped out. You got to come back. Great, you got to come back and give us the tea.
She was too juicy.
I
was
know
too
it's
good.
juicy, but you know what? She did send me the contract, and I think I did a video on it. How they tell you clearly in the contract, listen, we have the right to chop up this footage whatever way we see fit. So if you can be, and they film for hours, right? So they film for hours, and you can say something by hour maybe 10 or 11 that is messy, and then that's what they're going to air. Like, it's so messy. And G, darling, thank you for coming by. Yeah, pediatrics was my field.
Hey,
Okay.
so,
Hey, come back. You giving us the tea. We here for it.
yeah. So no, yeah, they just pick who they want to be on the show, and then you're considered friends, or whatever. But it's not real. I mean, like you might know somebody as like an acquaintance or have heard about them, or they might be friends of a friend of a friend, something like that. But that's how it is.
It's so crazy. And actually, I really like Katie on the show, but I do think that at some point I felt like they was kind of exploiting her. Because of everything that she was going through at the time. So that was a sad moment for me. And then I do remember the one season when she ended up coming back as a friend.
Oh.
I want to say that her own mother said that they only was giving her like $10,000 an episode. They only paid her $10,000 for the whole thing or something like that. Her mother said, like, they really didn't pay her a lot when she came back that last time that she was on.
No, I remember I was supposed to go meet Katie and some of the other women on the show, and they were going to film us having lunch, and we were going to be talking about the fundraiser. And girl, I went to Sephora, and I was like all freaked out. I was going to do it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I had them show me some high definition makeup because I was all worried. It was right when HD came out. And I was like, oh, I better make sure I look good, because I couldn't pay a whole glam squad. But I was like, okay, let me just get what I need. I'm pretty good with makeup, But that I think is a trouble that a lot of the women get into, is then they've got all these eyes on them and they feel like, oh, I've got to step it up. So they start spending money. It's kind of like fake it until you make it, you know?
Yes. Yes. And it gets some of them into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. And some of them I think were in trouble in the first place. That's why they go for it, you know? But it's bad. The contract is like, what was it, like 30% of whatever you make? Like if Katie had started some candle business or essential oils, you know, forever and ever they're getting 30%. So and you can leave, like you can quit, but you have to pay them something like $250,000 to quit. So now somebody wealthy like Elise Vanderpump, you know, that's pocket change to her. That's not like a big deal.
Right.
But for most of these women, I would say, like, you know, that's still, you know, maybe a third or a half of the value of their home, you know? So yeah, I mean, my whole family was like against it, you know, and I knew, you know, I just knew how brutal like the press and stuff was. I just, you know, I'm just more low key. I'm not like somebody like real flashy, and I don't have money to that extent either, you know. So
Right.
anyhow, but it was interesting.
Yeah. And you know what though too? They have to throw events. And it's like you gotta pay for these events. And I think, like you said, you feel pressured because you're on the air.
Yeah.
And the world is going to see, and the world, we just naturally think y'all have a lot of money, you know, because you're on the Real Housewives show, and
Right.
so then they got to throw these extravagant events, and again, it's eating away at their pockets.
Right. And I was worried if I was going to be like her event planner for the show, I was worried about my own reputation, you know, in terms of like what, and that's like from the contract. They could have like lied to me. They could have at the last minute, you know, done something to ruin the event. And then like I would end up looking bad. Like they might do that just to cause drama, you know. So that is what production does. And so I was like, oh, as much as I want to help her, and I felt bad, you know, but I couldn't do for her like I would have without all the legality and all of that, the filming and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think they would have made it look bad because they need ratings, right? Remember the infamous scene with Sheree and her party planner, and she was like, "Who gonna check me, boo?" So
Yeah.
it's like, yes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, who knows? I mean, you know, who knows? Like Bethany Frankel is an example of like she made it work, you know. Lisa Vanderpump, she made it work, you know, but like there's so many divorces and bankruptcies and heck, people getting sued and going to jail. I was just like, oh Lord, let me stay away from this. You know, like it felt like signing a deal with the devil or something. So I was like,
Well, when you show me that contract, because it is like the one, well, there were several pieces that freaked me out, right? One, that they own, you got to give them a piece of your pie. That's where Bethany was smart. But again, Bethany took less money in the beginning, but it benefited her in the end, right? She said her first season of the Real Housewives of New York, she only got $7,000 or something like that. But they did not own any piece of Skinny Girl. So, and look now, because of Skinny Girl, she's a millionaire. So she was
yeah.
smart by doing that. But again, not many people could take not less money in the beginning because they just don't have it. Oh, thank you, Danny. Diva, I
So
love you
you
without the
think
break.
Karen Huger and Wendy with their candles and all their stuff, they're giving
Oh,
Bravo some of that money?
absolutely. They have to. Yeah. But, you know, honestly, Diva, I think that the contract changed. I think before Bethany, they didn't have that in the contract. You know what I'm saying? It's not until they
Oh,
saw her and her sell it for millions that they're like, oh, shoot, we should be getting a cut off of this. You know, because people had little businesses like the OC, like whatever, Vicky, you know, what is she, like what is she, a mortgage
She's
broker or
a
something?
con artist insurance lady. and
you know
sells
what I mean.
bogus. She sells bogus death insurance. She takes advantage of people. That's what Vicky is.
Oh my gosh.
I thought she was in real estate.
Yeah, I thought so.
No,
Yeah, you know
she's
what,
an
she does have
insurance
insurance.
broker.
She
She's
does
an
have
insurance. Yeah, Vicky Gumbelson is an insurance broker.
Oh, maybe Tamara went into real estate. I'm confused. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Tamara's trying to sell real estate. I don't think she sold anything yet. She still got that exercise thing, but she's going to be on Ultimate Girls Trip, so I guess we'll find out what they're doing now.
Yeah. Well, Miss G said, why do they have to give Bravo money for their businesses? Because that's how they set it up, Miss G, because they feel like they're giving them free advertisement when they promote the business on the show. Bravo is straight pimping.
Yeah.
They're straight pimping. When
Well,
you see
yeah.
that contract,
It's like
you would be
slavery.
like, oh my God, huh?
I mean, I hate to say the word, but it's like slavery. I mean, oh, the other thing they can do to you is they can change your appearance, make you do your hair. You know how sometimes the women will show up in the same outfit? I think it's because their production gives them their outfit to wear. And then they show up and they're like, oh my gosh, production dressed us the same. I mean, I really think it's like to that level. And then the other thing I think production does is they will get deals with like Louboutin shoes or whatever, or certain cars. You know how some of them will be driving Rolls Royces, or you just kind of see stuff. And I think that they get money for product placement on these shows.
They probably do. So wait, we all learn. You saying Carlos is doing the same? You mean in terms of their contracts? See, if I go up there and I start a business, I don't want you to have no piece of my business. I just wouldn't promote my business on that show. So I'm sure what is her name? Robin with her hats. She has to give money to Bravo. Karen with all of her stuff has to give money to Bravo because Karen is constantly promoting on there. Wendy has to give money to Bravo
for her stinky candles. The candle don't smell good. It really don't, Diva. It stinks.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, me and my friend, we went in half on it because I didn't want to do it. And she talked me in. I said, look, I'll give you half. And we'll just try it out. And it stunk.
The onion candles.
I love candles, but I'm not paying that much for them. Like they all burn out the same to me.
That's why I didn't want to do it. I'm like, I'm not spending all that money for that candle. I said, that's bad as Yankee Doodle candles, and they stink too. I said, So I said, she said, well, I'm gonna order. I said, all right, I'll give you half for it because I just want to smell it. And I said, you let me know when it comes. And she came right over as soon as it got there. She was like, I got the candle. I got the candle. She was so excited, like she got $1 million in the mail. And when we lit that candle, I said, girl, where the smell?
You know what? You know what I think? I think the reality, well, listen, right? Here's the problem. When it's a feel-good show, they don't last that long. There was this show, I want to say it was on OWN. It was one of the comedians, and she actually was raising, she adopted the boy.
Oh, I love that show.
Yes. What is the name of it? I forgot the name of it.
Oh, what is her name? She Raising. It was called Raising. Oh, what's the little?
It was Raising something. Darn it.
His name, the little boy's name. Her somebody she mentored left the baby at the hospital. She got a call from the hospital saying your baby's ready to be picked up, and her mom was alive then. Yeah, and they made a decision. She got the he's adorable now. He's done grown up so nice.
Yeah, Kim Whitley. Yes,
Kim Whitley.
What is the name of that show though? What was the name of it? I mean, I love that show. It was no messiness. It was feel good. The village was helping raise the baby because they got him from a baby.
Omarosa made an appearance. Omarosa, remember she made an appearance on the show?
Yes, she did. But it's like those feel good shows, they don't last. This drama lasts forever and forever, forever. That's what I'm saying too. Everybody, I didn't catch up on it yet. I have to on demand it, but watch the Every Little Step You Take, the Bobby Brown show, because it's
I'm
like a
watching
feel
it.
good show,
I'm
right?
watching it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's good. It's a feel good show. But you know, we have been raising something, raising whatever his name is. Yes, yes. I can't remember.
Dion. His name was Dion.
Yes, yes, Raising Dion. Yes, that show was really, really cute. You're absolutely right. So it was like, but again, it didn't get renewed. I don't know if Sweetie Pies, now I'm trying to think, if Sweetie Pies didn't get renewed because they kind of knew about what was coming up with that. But Sweetie Pies too, I love Sweetie Pies when it was on OWN. Where was it called? Raising Whitley? Was it called that?
Mm.
Wait, you guys mean Raising Isaiah?
No, that's a movie, Raising
Mm.
Isaiah, right?
Yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah,
No,
it
yeah.
was Raising something, but I really did love that show. But these feel good shows, it's almost now we're kind of like conditioned for all of this drama because reality TV has seemed to taken over a lot of the scripted shows, right? It's so much reality TV now, and it's like our brain is almost conditioned to want this drama. But raising Joshua was his name. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're
his
all
name is Joshua. Yes, it is. I just Googled it. It's Joshua.
okay, okay. But I don't think the show was called Raising Joshua.
It was
And see,
called Raising
somebody said
Whitley.
Isaiah. Somebody said like we're all over the place. We gotta
But
get this
you
name
know,
right.
um, I started watching shows like Queen Sugar and more what's that? It comes on BET on Wednesday nights. Carl Weber's series and Tammy's in it from Basketball Wives. Family Business. That's
Oh, is
really
it
good.
good?
And Sisters. I started watching shows like that.
Okay. Yeah, because you know what? I'm starting to get the same from this reality TV. I'm into RHOA because I was vested from the beginning. But it definitely is not the same. It's definitely like the train is kind of going off the track, right? But with a lot of the Real Housewives, the train is kind of going off the track. I haven't really gotten into Dubai yet.
Oh,
And I'm
Diva,
not
don't
even
do
sure
that.
if I want to.
Oh no, Diva, you're gonna have to watch Dubai. Diva, it was good. Okay, their
It was
premiere
good. I
was
saw
good.
the first episode, but again, I got to get to know these people and
Mhm.
remember their name. Queen Sugar is great, and too they included C19. Oh, would you know who I like on Queen Sugar? Is his name something Angel? Like,
Ralph
is that it?
Angel.
Oh my
Ra-
God. Oh
Ralph
my God.
Angel.
I love Ralph Angel. I love Ralph Angel. Oh, oh, thank you, Dr. KSC. Thank you so much. Yes, I am. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yes, I'm trying to get up to 8K. But so yeah, I really like Ralph Angel. I like that show and I like the family, thing of it. But again, too, it's like it's so many shows I have to pick and choose. Like so I roll the dice and say, okay, what am I watching? What am I going to get into? What am I going to, continue to see? Um,
You know
think
what
about
I do? I
what?
DVR everything and then watch a few each day, and then on the weekends when it ain't nothing on, then I catch up on everything. But I DVR everything because I don't like commercials anyway, and I fast forward through them.
Yeah. I love Sweetie
Because
Pie because of Miss Robbie. She reminded me of
yeah,
one of my aunts who would gather you up in a heartbeat. Yeah, I love Miss Robbie. And you know what? Prayers to Miss Robbie.
Mhm.
We spoke about this on when I was on Sherelle's show. Um, it's very sad that I couldn't even imagine that my only living child is accused of taking the life of my grandbaby. Um, I couldn't even imagine trying to like fathom that, think about that. It's very sad what she's going through right now. And
And
it's
it
like
is.
she
and
went through a lot in her life. Because remember, she something happened where she had to stop singing. Like remember she said something happened to her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something happened to her voice. She had to stop singing. You said, I bet she feels guilt, but nothing is her fault. Yeah, yeah, you probably do, but you're right, it's not her fault. Like, that her son got the evil gene.
But
He's just evil.
but isn't that hard to believe? Because you know she was a good mom, you know? I mean, is that
Right.
not just awful? Or do you think she spoiled that son when she lost her other son, you know?
I don't know the time frame. I would have to try to research the time frame of the other son and what actually happened to the other son. Um, it's just the whole thing is just so sad. I can't even imagine. Hey, Mims.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I knew that Tim couldn't be trusted because he was dating Jennifer from Basketball Wives, and he has hips like Corey Gamble. You can't trust no man with hips like that.
Oh, man, so crazy. I gotta get over here, Diva. He done did me in with that. I use the bathroom. I love you. I'll see you
Love
soon.
you too.
Bye,
Thank you for stopping
Sebastian.
by.
Love you,
You
man.
said the hips don't lie. Listen, he oh God, it is so sad. Like he had everything. Like you was in jail, and not too many people, after they come out of jail, right, are able to even get on their feet like that. You were fortunate that you were able to come out of jail, get on your feet, have a good head start, have a good life, and you just messed it up. Yeah, his mugshot was creepy. He's scary. Um, I really feel bad for the mom. He
Didn't
did
she
time
try
at
to
a young
stand by
age.
him though? Didn't she try to stand by her son
She still
after?
is standing by her son, but I think, listen, she's 81, right? Um, I don't even, and she even said how much when he had first got out. I don't know if you was watching Sweetie Pies. Like she even said like she missed him so much when he was away, and he had went back to the jail on the show. Like it wasn't a jail anymore; it was kind of abandoned. And he said he said it was terrible times in there. A lot of bad stuff happened to him in there, and he would never want to go back again. And
Yeah,
it's like.
I can bet with hips like that, a lot of bad stuff probably happened to him.
Tim had
And he deserves
anger.
every bit of it.
Yeah, Tim had anger issues. We did time at he would probably touched and passed around.
Oh,
Yeah, something happened to him. Something happened. But think about how many people who are amongst us have committed murder. Yeah, I don't, it's just
It's a
well,
different kind of thing when you are actually killing an innocent family member. Like
yeah.
that is a different kind of level. And I can understand you stand by your child, but when your child hurt your grandson, who was like a surrogate child of you, because he lived with Miss Robbie, right?
He
Like,
did for a little while. He came to live with her so he can get his life right, and he graduated high school. And then I think after he graduated, he went back. But the person that we all learned. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that happened to you. But he came. They lured him back just to take his life. They lured.
that's
They
a different
lured
kind of
him.
thing. I don't.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is.
you could
Yeah.
be my relative, but if you murder another one of my family members, that that bloodline is severed.
Yeah, it's a
If
whole
you,
nother level, right? Um, Vanessa, for insurance money, American Greed, American Greed. My aunt and uncle did it. One son took out the other, didn't understand it. That's sad. Your aunt and uncle did it. One son took out the other. Yeah, yeah, it's so sad. But guys, listen. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate y'all. That was my recap on RHOA. We got to see what mess they get into this coming Sunday. But it seems like Sheree, after Kenya kind of sticking by her and standing by her side, and her and Kenya like actually being friends now. It seems like the next week episode that Sheree is going to turn a little bit on Kenya. Her and Marlo seem like they coming for her. And I'm like, yo, Sheree, what are you doing? But thank you guys, and I will see you next time. I think I'm going to do my recap for Beverly Hills on Thursday. I think so. That's my plan right now, to do my recap for Beverly Hills on Thursday. So
All
I
right.
hope y'all come through.
See you then,
All
hon.
right.
All right,
Bye,
bye
Diva.
guys. Good night.